Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's a brand new year and I have a brand new idea just for you. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I couldn't really figure out how I was going to do it. Now I think I know. We're just going to use pipe cleaners. We're going to use beads. We're going to use some felting fabric, and I'm going to make a BJD, a ball jointed doll. So, stick with me and let's see how it goes. Let's get into it. Alright, we know I've never done this before, but the first thing I think I need to do is make sure that this head is secure. So I'm going to use some fabric glue, probably way too much. Yeah, it's coming out a little bit. That's okay, that'll make it super secure, right? But we don't want any lumpy stuff. So I'm just going to wipe that, hold on to that for a little while, and let's get this neck secured. Every time we try something new, we learn something, right? So the first thing I learned was you cannot make a felted doll with a styrofoam head. That's going to be our first mistake. Second mistake is using this green and thinking that I can just cover it all with felt and it'll be okay. These joints are going to work perfectly, the balls, but I can't leave them open, which needs to happen if I want them to be used properly. I just thought, I'm going to be wrapping this whole thing anyway, so it's not a big deal that the skeleton is going to be green. We got the arms on and the shoulders now. I was thinking about doing the torso next, but I went to the leg, to the forearms. Let's get these arms completely attached before I start worrying about how to do this rib cage. These smaller beads are for the wrist joints, since I wanted the wrist to be a little more dainty. This is another mistake. I mean, everything's moving just right, and putting this together was not hard because it's just pipe cleaners. But I was worried about it not being bulky enough, and that's why I used wire that had something on it. Now we have our waist joint, our hip joints, our arms are ready. We're gonna have to add some legs. Let's make those thighs thick. Everything is starting out 2D right here. I was very nervous about it being flat like this, and I thought maybe I should do this same shape on the other side, both ways, so that it'd be real thick. I just couldn't figure out how to do that on the front part of this since the beads make the holes go this way. So now we're adding the shins. I'm not gonna make them thick. They're gonna be regular size, just with one piece of pipe cleaner. And now I'm adding the little ankle bead. I'm going to attempt to use a thinner wire in these little ankles and wrist beads because I didn't think that this thick pipe cleaner wire would fit. But surprisingly it does, and you're gonna see all the hands and the fingers. I thought I was a genius having them already filled for wrapping, but it's gonna come back and bite me in the butt. Thin wire for flat hands and fingers. I got it in, started getting it together, and it was immediately rejected. Look at that, fingers, hands, everything's ready to go. They look totally normal at this point. I think if I'd even just stopped right here, I probably would have been more satisfied. But now it's time to add the actual felt and see how we felt it. So when I was doing research, I saw that the first way to do this is to wrap it. This is way too much felt for the neck. The neck's gonna end up being chunky. I didn't really know what I was doing here. The way it came out in all of the tutorials or just the pictures that I saw, it was very thin. So I thought I needed more than just a little bit to wrap it. But this, it gets thicker and thicker, and you cannot felt on wire. You cannot felt around beads. Yes, I did stab myself and then got my finger protection. So we go from green skeleton to half done. Looks like he's just wearing a fleshy turtleneck and hands, and it's supposed to be a she too, so not even a he. I did put on some legs and then went back and tried to make these fingers a little more slim. I mean, this little bit of felt wrapping did work a little bit, but then it just spread these fingers out even more, made them look even weirder, and I think I put them on backwards. Oh well. Here's the feet, arms, everything is wrapped. It doesn't look too bad, but you can really see all of the wrapping part of the felt, so it really looks like, I don't know, like, whoa, you gotta warn somebody before you flash that thing. I Gotta tame that booty. Let's try and felt it in there a little better. Looks like a really uncomfortable acupuncture. Little cinched waist. I did really enjoy that the beads and the wire made it easy to pose this doll, but I wasn't even to the hardest part yet, and that is starting to cover up this head. The head was nearly impossible. There are gonna be a lot of things that I don't like about it, but I should really stop poisoning the well. Let you guys decide for yourselves. Let's balance out the booty with some boobies. Not entirely sure if it's my skill level or my patience level that was making the symmetry of these things not really work out for me. I guess I'll never know. Just one part looks very violent. It looks like she's putting up her hand to say stop. It's a little disturbing when it looks too lifelike, right? Even with this bald head that doesn't have any skin on it. Let's fix that up. We'll do that next. Oh boy. Okay. Just trying to wrap this on here without any glue. Glue would have been a smart way to go, I think. But I didn't want it to be stiff and crunchy as glue will make it. I thought I could just put it on here, and because it is styrofoam, I could just felt onto it, but nope. You can't felt into styrofoam. Who knew, right? Not me. Jump scare warning. This thing looks creepier and creepier before it looks better. It's just the felting and the way I had to put this on here. I couldn't smooth it out because of this ball in here, but I did try to use some techniques like taking thin pieces of felt to smooth out all of the felting holes. Yikes, yikes, those hands look dirty and mangled, and I still am missing some parts where the green is showing through. Let's get this waist smoothed out, and then we'll work on the face. This is about the time where I start feeling frustrated that this isn't turning out the way that I want it to, and then I realize I'm just gonna have to move forward. We're gonna have to add some ears. Don't mind my robe. It was a little cold in here that day. The ears turned out pretty cute, right? I mean, I've never sculpted ears out of felt. They're not bad. So we got some ears, and the next thing I'm going to make are eyes. Oh, what's that fleshy thing on her neck? We'll fix that later. So to make the eyes, I felted little white orbs, and then I took 3 different colors of blue to make the irises so that they'd have some variation of color. The outside is outlined with some embroidery, and then I put in the pupils and highlights. Now they look really real and a little bit creepy, but how cool is that? It's felt, it looks neat. I think it looks really neat. It's too bad it doesn't look this good on the doll. Yeah, it's kind of sticking out, it's uneven. It's all right, let's make her a nose. Move forward, make her a mouth. You know how I love the gap in between a couple of teeth. Don't mind that everything is poking out. Oh, I gave her some blush on her cheeks too, and little dimples. And eyelashes that are, oh, there's her boot again. They're a little crazy. You see the red in the background? That's gonna be her gorge hair. I put on her part first and some eyebrows, and I tried to give her some freckles, but they all ended up falling off because you can't felt onto this freaking ball. So now I'm doing some twists. This is gonna go around her head like a crown. Yes, the back part is still bald. Or should I just have it down? I like both of those, so maybe we'll just do both. So she's got her crown on now. To make her twist pigtails, I used double the amount that I used for the crown so that they'd be pretty thick. And all you do to make these twists is twirl the hair. You can do this on real hair too. Twirl the hair in one way and then, nope, I'm doing it wrong. Stop, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You twirl the hair one way and then you twist them together the opposite way. that you twirled them, and that makes a twist that will not come undone. I'm gonna grab some of this blue embroidery thread to tie this off and maybe glue the ends too. This is a hint to some of the colors that are gonna be in her clothes. I really like this navy blue right now. I'm in my navy blue phase. All the hair is on. She has a little dent on her cheek and her nose keeps coming unfelted, but that's okay. Look, the back is covered, no bald spots. Even the weird fleshy thing is gone. The tip of her finger is still green. That's okay. Why am I doing this with her legs? Let's put on her pants.
This poor girl's been cold for long enough.
Oh, voila. She's got her blue pants on. Voila, she's got her embroidered top of her overalls and her nice warm sweater with the friendship bracelets on the necks and the arms because I forgot how to knit. The glue I'm using because every piece of felted felt that I tried to felt on here would not stay. Here's just some behind the scenes, how to keep this together. I'm definitely gonna have to glue everything down that has to move or that could possibly move. At least glue the pieces to each other. So the back of this jumper is looking a little bit plain. I think she might need some sort of pocket situation down here and maybe a different color than blue. I was thinking about giving her some yellow boots since her shorts are so short. So maybe we just put a couple pockets right here. Yep, there they go. Yellow heart pockets to match her yellow boots. Yellow boots were probably the most difficult thing. Oh no, her eyelashes are coming off. Trim this hair up. Looks good. Now let's start worrying about these yellow rain boots. Leg part of the construction was pretty straightforward. Just make a couple of tubes. But now I had to figure out, how do we make the part where the foot goes? Is there any way to like bend this and like close it? This isn't working. This is weird. How do I do this? Let's just seal up the back and I'll use a different piece of felt to make the front of the boot. Don't worry, I get it together in time. And they fit just right. Now for the construction of the foot part. And voila, she's got some feet on here. They're not the best looking boots and the glue that you've ever sticking out. But now it's time for our final look. She turned out pretty cute. I mean, for all of the problems that I had, I would definitely want to come back and try to do this again without a styrofoam ball in the head. Maybe some better construction on the boots. I do love her hair, I love her eyes. The embroidered patch is my most favorite part of this. I like her shirt, there's her booty. The boots are actually pretty cute, and when she covers one eye, she doesn't look quite as scary. Don't tell her I said that. Maybe I'll use stitching next time. That glue is supposed to dry clear. That's all right. For my first try, this is a pretty good felted doll. And oh, she's so cute with her little felted kitties. Thanks for watching. See you next week.